up, guys? Welcome to another night of Transit Live. This is number 641. My name's Matt. I'm one of your hosts. This is the other lovely host for the night.
Hi, guys. My name is Kevin. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. Don't forget to share this link out with everybody. We want to reach as many people as possible.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I think 600, and what'd you say, 89 or something? I think that's about accurate.
689,
Yeah, something like that.
We're going to have a party when we hit 700, like big, huge party.
Maybe call it like fall retreat or something.
Hey!
I don't know how many of you guys are pumped about that.
There you
I'm
go.
excited.
Yeah, fall retreat's going to be off the chart because forget everything else. We just get to be together.
Oh, yeah. I get to see you guys in person.
It's like I get to like wave at somebody on Sunday mornings as they walk by and go into church, but it's like we get to hang out and actually do stuff and
This would be cool.
hang out. So yes, that's going to be super fun. So if you have a good week?
I have. It's been a good week. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's been really good. Been busy, but hey.
Halfway through it,
That's absolutely hump day. Hump day. Everybody loves hump day. So love it. So, all right. So have you ever done something before? Like you sent an emoji out before and you sent the wrong emoji?
Oh, yeah. My kids get on my phone and use the emojis and they like shoot emoji texts to their grandparents or whatever.
Nice.
And so like my recent emojis are just out of here, man. They're like, what in the world were they doing? They're just clicking on the cool ones. So yeah, I've accidentally sent some of those.
Sent the wrong ones.
What?
It's like you're in a serious one and you try to send something, you're like, send the wrong one. You're like, oh, no, that's not the right one.
You use this one a lot, so let me just put that one in there.
And the phones are getting smarter and smarter and smarter now, and they know
it.
what to do. And I'm like, oh, good grief. So
They'll just about talk for me.
So we're going to play this game tonight called Know Your Moj.
Know your moj.
You got to know which moj you're sending out. So we're going to see how good you guys know your moj, okay? You know your emojis out there. So we're going to play this game, and this is a song. So we're going to put some emojis up on the screen, and you got to guess what song this actually is. So this is going to be fun.
I want to see it in the chat. Talk it out in the chat. Maybe you guys can help each other figure it out, too.
Yes, so you're going to have to tell us in the chat what to do. So I'll go ahead and tell you right now to make this a little bit easier. There's no Christian music. This is all secular music.
You guys should be awesome.
So you guys are going to rock this one, okay? If we had done Christian music, that'd have been like,
What?
So anyway, no, just kidding. We love you guys. But there's probably some truth to that. So anyway, let's move on. You ready to do the first one?
Absolutely.
This first one's easy. We're going to give you a really easy one, just 2 emojis, and you should be able to figure this out and get it in the chat for us when you do it. All right, here we go. First one.
All right. Hey, guys, let's talk it out in the chat. Maybe you guys can help each other figure this out. Are you a big emoji user?
Yes, I am pretty big. Yeah.
I tell you, I got a GIF game, though, man. I like the GIFs.
Really?
Yes.
Me and Ashley send a bunch of stuff back and forth. It's hilarious. It just makes it more fun.
Like, why say
yes and telling somebody you're doing something really funny that says yes.
You can say okay or yes, but yeah.
Absolutely.
Shooting that out. All right, let's see what you guys got in the chat. Come on now.
All right.
Let's see it.
This one's a simple one. There you go. So you got the little hand waving.
So I'll wave and then you throw your hand up.
What are we saying? Hi. Hello. Who's over there? It's me.
Oh,
it's
they
me.
only listen to Christian music.
Come on, Ashley. You know some of these songs.
Wave armpit. Jeff, I tell you.
Wave armpit, yeah.
You've got it,
man. That's it, man. That's the #1 song right now on the Wave armpit. So, all right. So, hello. Yes, hello, Adele. Oh, hello, Adele. Who said that? Shelby?
Yeah.
I think she got this one. Hello, it's me.
Hello, it's me.
All right. So, okay. I think we're going to struggle tonight, man. I think we're going to. This was the easy one.
This was the easy one, guys.
I think we're going to struggle. So, let's see what the next one's going to look like. All right.
All right. We got the wave again. The heart. With the A and is that a boom box?
It's an old-fashioned boom box.
Who calls it a boom box? Is it a stereo?
It's a stereo. All right, let's see if anybody's going to get this one. I don't know.
Let's see what you guys got in the chat.
See what it is. I don't know if they're willing to admit that they know the songs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because it's not a Christian song.
Like,
I gotcha.
I don't want to do that. So
yeah, I don't want people to know that.
So we got I love rock and roll. I love rock and roll. That's pretty close.
Hey, there you go.
Not the right one we're looking for.
My
but
heart's
that's
a stereo. Wow, my heart's a stereo.
I think that's,
Is
my
that
heart's a stereo.
Bam, look at that.
By Gym Class Heroes.
Good job. Who got that one?
You got some Gym Class
Shelby,
Heroes?
all right.
I don't know who Gym Class Heroes are. I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit. Maybe I need to listen to on the way home tonight. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Sometimes those things you get can't be that bad. All right, so let's move on to the next one. I know All right, here's the next one. So this lady is popular. She's in like every single one.
Yeah, she's waving again. She
Yep.
must like you guys.
There's a cloud, a bubble, think bubble,
Speaker. Yep.
and some exclamation points.
All right, let's see what we got.
This could be interesting.
I think loud exclamation point. 3 of them. I hear you.
I hear you. That's pretty good. Not correct.
Sir. All right. Let's see. What is it, Matt? Hit us with it. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking. That is true. By Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Thinking out loud.
There you go. Anybody know? Nobody got. I think. Or Jeff said thing. All right. Last one. All right. Now, come on. Somebody out there, please get this one. Okay. You got to think through this one. This is a very popular song. Most teenagers know it. Should know it.
All right. What do we have here?
We have a baby.
A baby, a couple.
Mad.
Someone's terribly upset.
And a needle
A needle.
with red
Fluid.
fluid in it. Red fluid. Notice we didn't say what it was. So stitches. That could definitely be it.
Yep. Let's see. So baby. Huh. I'm trying to figure out what the couple's about.
Yeah, don't the baby come after the couple? Shouldn't that become couple baby? Then you get mad and then there's blood?
Mad blood. Okay. Well, let's see if that gives you guys a hint.
Baby mad blood?
Baby mad blood.
Yes. Okay. Mad baby blood? Wait, no.
What? You
I
got
don't
it.
think
You got
that's
it. I
it.
think they're thinking on it.
All right, here we go. I think
What
somebody's
is
going
it,
to get
Matt?
it. Somebody's going to get it really close. There's somebody out there that should get it because they're Taylor Swift fans.
Swifty, where you at, Jeff?
Come on, T
Bad
Swift. T
blood.
Swift in the house. Somebody did not get T Swizzle.
Jeff, you let me down on that one.
Ah.
Flu shot.
It's a flu shot. That's what happens when you get a
Daniel
flu
beat him.
shot.
I don't know if he came in after the buzzer or right at the buzzer.
Bad blood. There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Good job.
I think he liked. I wonder if he likes Taylor Swift. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Think so? He's a T
There's
Swift
not many
fan?
people that don't.
Well, that's true. That is very true. So, okay, so here we go. So we got one more, and this one's going to be the best one of them all.
Oh, yeah. Come
Man,
on, Matt.
this is a
Come
long
on,
one.
Matt.
Jeez,
What
we
do
got to
we
put your
got?
thinking caps on tonight, folks. I'm telling you.
Thinking cap's not that deep right there.
Yeah, I don't have one, so
What?
we're good. It's a
Wow.
info, bulb, point, nose, long, lips, truck. Lips or truck.
Yeah, that's a long one.
Nose, lips, or truck.
Whoa,
Oh.
Shelby coming in. I know you're lying. Your lips are moving.
That's
Megan Trainor.
That's
You got that one, but not
That's-
the other ones.
I know your lips. I mean, this sounds like, like if you were to hear a couple and be like, what's y'all song? Like, what was it that you knew?
This is the
This
couple
is the one for me. It's like we were driving down the road, and I remember the song by Megan Trainor come on that said, I know you lie because your lips are moving. And I knew at that moment that she was the one for me. And I don't think this is a good couple song,
That's awesome.
Or maybe you do like a couples. Remember a couples dance at the skating rink?
Oh, that's it. This one right here.
They're like, hey,
Yeah.
can you play the one with the girls talking about line? Like, no, it's not a very good one on that. So, oh gosh, that's
awesome.
funny.
Well, good job on that last one. You nailed
That's
it.
solid. Good job. So Shelby, way to go. You came through. You bailed all of your transit friends out when they did not get it with that. So good job. Good job. So, okay, hey, our friend over at Sunday Cool, Mr. Carl, has come out with a new video today.
A new one. I love
A new
Carl.
one.
It's
A
awesome.
new one. So we're going to check it out. Then we're going to play a game after it that's dealing with it. So
All right.
that's what we're going to see.
I can't
So
wait.
Here we go.
Hello, welcome to Cross in Translation with Charles Cross. Me, of course? Well, I'm Charles Cross. Today, we will be venturing into a language so known, yet so misunderstood. What is this mysterious language, you might ask? Well, it's the language of the mum. Strong, yet passive. Stern, yet warming. The language of the mother is universal. And that is why today we will take well-known mother phrases and translate them into layman's terms. Or should I say, laywoman terms. Let's hop to it.
No, it's fine.
It most certainly is not fine.
Do we need to go to the restroom?
Someone's getting a whooping.
Did you get that article I sent to you about the side effects of drinking energy drinks?
For the love of all things that are holy, please drink a cup of water.
All right, y'all ready to go?
I'm going to linger on for another 45 minutes, then wrap up the conversation, then leave.
We've got food at home.
Who wants leftovers?
Go clean your room. We have company come over tonight.
The chance of them seeing a room are very low, but never zero.
I want grandchildren.
You've been married for 10 years. Our bloodline will die with you. Procreate.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm definitely mad.
Someone needs a haircut.
You look like a Sasquatch hippie.
You know I don't have any favorites.
I love your sister more than you.
I'll give you some to crab out.
I'm not afraid to go to prison.
No, I'll be home in 5 minutes.
I'm 2 hours away.
I'm not asking, I'm telling.
Fear for your life.
Oh yeah, I read that.
I saw that on Facebook.
You are acting just like your father.
That is not a compliment. Thank you for watching. If there's a language that you would like translated, please comment below and...
Hello? Hello?
Yes?
Is that Charles? Little Charlie? Little Throw Mud Chuck?
Oh, is this Miss Reynolds?
Oh my star, you bet your bottom dollar it is. I remember back in the day when you were running around on the playground, you'd always be the first person to start throwing mud after a big rain. That's why we called you Little Throw Mud Chuck.
Yes, that was crazy.
And you had that bedwetting problem. Lord have mercy.
Please, I'm just going to.
Well, I suppose you can't call it bedwetting when it all happened at school. Desk wetting in school, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Okay, folks, that's all. This has been Cross in Translation with Charles Cross.
You've always had such a silly voice.
I'm Charles Cross.
Bye, Charles. Chuck. Told your mother I said, hey, been missing you at church. Where you been? You know, you signed up to bring cookies for the potluck, didn't bring them. It's okay, I get it. Life is stressful, you know. I'm sure you're the only one that has a busy schedule right now, right? Don't mind me.
Oh, gosh. Those guys, man, they come up with the craziest stuff.
I'd have to agree with most of those sayings.
Yes, I know, right? I know, those are great.
I think I've heard them all.
Those are, yeah, that is the truth. I've heard those growing up. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
I know that. All right, so based on that, we're going to play a game called Mother's Knows Best. Now, do you ever remember growing up and your mother telling you something and you're like, you believed it and you knew it was true, but then when you got older, you realized, that may not be true.
Absolutely. You had no choice but to believe her when you were a kid, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you did. So, you know, it's just because, not that that's ever happened in our kids' lives or anything like that. No. So,
What your parents say is true.
That's always, it is true. So we're going to go over a couple things that moms normally say, and you guys get to decide whether they're true or false, okay? And we're going to tell you whether they're true or false based on the latest science and data that we have available to us.
Yes.
So here we go. All right, you ready? First one.
And this is Mother Knows Best. So eating cheese will give you odd dreams.
All right, in the chat, tell us what you think. Is that true or is that false? If you ever had a bad dream, you may need to go back and say, did I eat cheese last night?
Yeah, did cheese cause this?
I mean, do people eat cheese before they go to bed?
I guess it's common enough for
I guess
mom
it
to say
is,
that.
yeah. Don't eat cheese before you go to bed. I don't know.
They say true, true,
True.
no, nope.
Never happened to
Well.
me. Nope. Wait, what?
What?
All right, so here we go. The answer is actually
So,
true.
true. So eating cheese will give you odd dreams.
Yeah, there you go. So you want to have crazy dreams and go eat some cheese before you go to
Isn't
bed.
that wild?
All right, everybody go try it out tonight. Go eat cheese before you go to bed, unless you can't have cheese and don't eat cheese. But
You may be able to expand that to dairy products. Because I've heard of milk.
Ooh,
before
really?
that. Yeah.
Huh, interesting. There you go.
Interesting.
You learn something new on the live every single week. You never know what you're going to
But
get.
I'm not a mom, so you can't
That's
really
true.
take that. Moms know best.
Dads know best would not even exist up here. Okay, this one I know everybody's heard. It's bad to eat before you swim.
Of course it is.
You got to wait at least 30 minutes.
30 minutes,
to
right?
let your food settle.
That's the rule.
So everybody knows that this one's probably true. Yep. Yes. False.
What is it? You get a cramp?
You get cramps.
That's what it is. I
That's
hear you,
right.
Alex. Coming
Yes. Yes.
in. Yeah.
You know how many emails I'm gonna get from moms after this? Be like, why did you say this on the live? We've had this going on for 13 years, and it's worked until now.
That's our break time. I make them sit out in the pool.
I know, right? All right, so everybody, a lot of people are saying false, some are saying true. So the answer
Also, unless
is
it's a bowling ball.
actually false.
Jeff said, unless it's a bowling ball.
There you go. True. Way to go, Jeff.
Yeah, that's how you know dads know best.
That's right. All right, here we go. Let's keep moving on. This is a good one.
All right, here it is. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Definitely have heard that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you guys think? Is that true or false?
We got some true or false coming in the chat. False. Daniel, false.
Yes.
Yes, true.
We're
False.
tied. Leaning on the false side now.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's saying false. So the next time you crack your knuckles, here's what you can say.
Huh. False.
False.
It does not cause arthritis.
Does not.
So mom's just getting annoyed by the popping
That's
noise.
right. So they just make that up that it's the arthritis.
That's it.
So the man actually did a study on it. Hey, there you go. This is all
There you
true
go.
science. All right, next one. Drinking warm milk makes you sleepy.
Ooh,
It's a good one.
interesting.
Does it make you sleepy? Does it not make you sleepy?
I don't think I've ever really
Okay,
had
so
warm
I have
milk.
a question. What if you drank a cup of warm milk and then ate a thing of cheese? That's like
You're
almost
up
like
for some bad dreams.
you're gonna go to sleep really quickly to have nightmares and bad dreams. That don't sound very good to me. It's
You
like-
get quick to your bad dreams. There you
that's
go.
right.
Man,
That's right. All right. No.
warm milk. Are you a warm milk kind of guy?
Like just straight up warm milk? No, it has to
I
be
don't
like
know.
like a latte or something where they warm the milk up or something like that.
Well, that's
like
a coffee drink.
Coffee drink.
A hot cocoa's
But I don't
milk,
just
right?
warm milk up and be like, ooh, this is so good. That's
Warm
gross.
milk.
That's gross. I don't know if that's what that means, but I don't like that at all. So, okay, so here we go. We got
Sleepy
one
without
more,
food.
and I know everybody's heard this one too. If you go outside with wet hair,
Wait, was the milk thing true or false?
oh, my bad. Yeah, it's true.
True. It really does make you sleepy.
Makes you sleepy, yeah. Sorry, I tried to not even give you the answer, guys. I'm my bad.
Man.
I know, it's crazy, right?
I have to give that to my kids.
There you go. If you go outside with wet hair, you will catch a cold.
Of course you will.
Duh.
Mom always said it.
Dry your hair before you go outside.
Yeah.
Don't catch a cold. Everybody knows this is
Of
no
course true.
false.
Mom
false,
always said it.
false. Everybody's
Calling
right.
my mama a liar.
Hey, boy, don't you call my mom a liar.
My mama.
My mom
So
will
that is false.
false. There you go.
You will not catch a cold.
No.
Cold will catch you.
I want to see, like, if you go outside with wet hair, if you'll catch the coronavirus.
Oh, sure, everything happens. Sure.
See, you can blame that on
Yeah.
blame that on everything.
Now, if you don't tie your shoes, you're going to catch it.
You don't go swimming for 30 minutes, you're getting coronavirus. You can just blame that on everything
You're
now.
going to get it.
There you go. So, all right. So let's move on to our next thing. Is the band of the week. So we got a
Ooh,
really
the
cool,
band of the
really
week.
cool story for you this week on band of the week. This one is now Tasha Layton. She's kind of a new upcoming artist. She's got a cool story. So I want y'all to hear this story. So she grew up and went to some seminary, some school, and whatever. But then she tried out for American Idol a couple years ago,
Okay.
many years ago. And so she tried out for American Idol and made it to like the top 50 or top 60.
Oh, wow.
Did pretty good. I mean, made it really far
Yeah.
considering how many people are there. So made it really far. And then she got an invitation to go with Rihanna and Keisha
Oh.
to
okay.
tour all over the world.
That's fun to hear you say those two names.
Yeah, I know. I was really hoping I didn't mess that up. I probably did, but we're just going to laugh and go on with it. So she got that invitation, but she knew in her heart, she just knew that that does not line up with my lifestyle, and that does not line up with my faith. And so she
awesome.
turned it. She auditioned, got the job, but she turned it down. And then within hours of that, Katy Perry called her and said, "Hey, I want you to come tour with me all around the world." So she toured, and she said that in the story I read, she said that lined up a little better with what she wanted in her lifestyle and the lifestyle that was there. So it is Katy Perry, so there's some. Not saying that's completely like the best way to go, but I guess it is better than the other direction.
I can see that, yeah.
But anyway, so she went with Katy Perry for 4 years, and then God kind of called her just right out to go start doing her own stuff. So she kind of started doing her own thing. So this is the brand new artist is just out, and so she's now starting in Christian music with worship. And
So she's not new to the game. She's just new solo.
to Christian music.
New
Yeah,
solo.
new to
Okay.
a solo Christian music. But anyway, go search her, Tasha Layton. I think there's one out called It's Gonna Be Okay. You've probably heard on K-Love if you listen to that. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic song, great song. But anyway, really, really cool. So make sure, of course, where can you find it? All the places that have music. So anywhere you go to look for music, go find her. And it's great stuff. She's got a great voice, and
Awesome.
it'll definitely be worthwhile doing that.
I look forward to looking that up.
So, okay, so here's what we're going to do for the rest of the night, okay? So this is a little different, so just go with me on this. All right, so back in July, the 1st of July, we started a 4-week series on anxiety and talked through that, did a whole lesson on anxiety. And then the couple days, we got word from Clayton King that we were able to do the hometowns,
Which were awesome.
which were fantastic. So we decided to go ahead and do the hometowns and to push back the anxiety series with that. So we are now coming back around to the anxiety series. So for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about anxiety and how you handle it and all that stuff. So what we're going to do for our teaching tonight is go back and listen to session 1 that we did back in July. So we're going to worship for 2 songs, great songs too. They go really well tonight with our lesson. So just, if you've never heard them before, it's okay. Just listen to the words, let it kind of sink in, because it's setting you up for what's coming in the lesson that's coming up. So again, this was previously recorded from back there, but I thought, man, you know what? Let's just, golly, it's already been done, and it went over pretty well. I know several kids actually texted me that on the way home that night about this lesson and said, man, that really, truly helped me, because I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety. And there really is, I mean, for the past 6 to 7 months, it is absolutely crazy how many people have anxiety now, you know.
Absolutely,
so many things with school and family, and not being be able at church, and having to wear masks, and I mean uncertainty. You know, there's an election coming up. Everybody's crazy over that. Everybody's fighting and arguing, and it's just like, you know, the anxiety levels right now are maybe at an all-time high. So I think this is coming at a really good time. So. So sit back and worship, and then we're gonna do some teaching, and then we'll come back up and close it all out for you. All right?
Awesome.
Here we go.
You unravel me with a When darkness tries to roll over my bones, when sorrow tries to steal the joy I own, when brokenness and pain is all I know, oh, I won't be shaken, I won't be shaken. 'Cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. She no longer has a place to hide, for I am not captive to the lies, and I'm not afraid to leave my past behind. No, I won't be shaken, I won't be shaken. 'Cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out a grave. There's a resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name, power in your name. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out a grave. There's a resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name, power in your name. 'Cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Oh, my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. I'm standing in your love. Come on, let's declare this. Let's declare this over our lives. Oh, I am standing on the rock. Yeah, I am standing in your love. Yeah, I am standing on the rock, my firm foundation, my firm foundation. We sing it. Oh, I am standing on the rock. Yeah, I am standing in your love. Oh, I am standing on the rock, my firm foundation. Oh, yeah.
talk a little bit about faith in an ancient's world. And this is where we're going to be landed over the next couple of weeks to go through here. But one of the really crazy things is, listen, we live in a really crazy world right now. I don't have to tell you that. Everybody knows that, okay? Anxiety is everywhere. You think about anxiety, it's almost anything you can think of can actually bring anxiety for everybody and for people out there. So we're gonna be talking about the next 4 weeks about that. And the thing I can tell you about anxiety is that every single person out there deals with it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who it is, how old they are, young, old, what you're dealing with. Every single person out there deals with that. So we're going to watch a video here in just a second. It's just about students sitting down talking about anxiety. And so we're going to kind of let that be our lead in, and then we're going to get back up here and talk a little bit more about it in just a minute. So here you go. Check out this video on anxiety.
Like, calm down, you're fine. And then you just keep saying that faster and faster.
I should not be this worried about it.
It gave me a lot of anxiety not knowing like what to even do in high school.
Stress is a normal part of life when we are under pressure in new and demanding circumstances. That's a good thing because it helps us adapt when it matters most. There are many reasons why we may feel a little bit of anxiety in today's world. Anxiety is one of the emotions that doesn't feel great, like sadness or anger or fear. Anxiety is unpleasant, but it plays an important role in our lives. We are going to feel anxiety from time to time in our lives, but we don't have to feel anxious about feeling anxious. Everyone experiences anxiety.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I do feel anxious.
I'm anxious all the time.
I think just the overall pressure to do very well in a lot of different categories.
Homework.
For AP classes, for honors and all that.
Once that test comes in front of me, everything blanks and I'm like, oh gosh.
Reading out loud in class.
Getting ready for college.
Did you get in? Have you sent the things? And
accumulates, it's just stress. These relationships can cause a lot of anxiety.
Making friends.
Relationships with parents.
Social media, I blame myself too. We put the best parts of ourselves on social media. And if you spend like a lot of time like looking at that and kind of indoctrinating yourself that that's like how life is, then you kind of blame yourself for a lot of the bad things that happen.
Well, like a lot of people were very competitive with each other.
You want to have this certain body or you want to have this certain amount of money.
Growing up, I definitely didn't have a lot of the things that I wanted, like the things that I wore or even like school supplies.
I was like up all night trying to think, is this the right thing to wear? Like, what do freshmen wear?
I had like a ton of acne on my face, and I felt like nobody else did in my school and especially in my friend group. I felt like that's all that people were looking at.
I just have really racing thoughts. My thoughts just move really quickly to like all the different fears.
And a lot of times it's not even something that would happen. It's just your anxious brain just coming up with scenarios.
It's like everything's closing in on you and like you can't do anything, like you're worried about what's gonna happen.
If anyone talks to me, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. I just focus on like what I'm anxious about and I can't think about anything else.
Sometimes it can affect your physical body. You can have a hard time breathing.
You're like breathing, I guess, like it kind of like bottles up and it freaks you out.
I just can't breathe. I can't get a full breath in.
Sometimes it's like my chest is tight. Other times it's like I'm burning a hole in my stomach.
If you feel like you're on a roller coaster and it's like right when you're at the very, very top and you feel like your stomach is like up in your chest and you're like about to fall.
Having 1,000 cups of coffee in your body, which you can imagine is a little much.
They're a little more sweaty than usual. You don't want anyone to notice, and you kind of just think that everyone's looking at you and you're a weirdo and no one's gonna like you because you're freaking out.
That's kind of what it feels like, at least for me.
It's really hard to explain.
I, for a long time, felt like I was the only one who felt that way. And when I started talking to my friends about it, they were like, oh, I actually feel the same way.
like a lot of people deal with that problem.
I mean, I know, at least with me and my friends, we would all experience it, and we'd just talk about it a little bit, like what's going on, like what we're worried about.
Saying what is making me anxious already feels better. Just put it out there. Just use what words you can, and you guys can just start talking about it. Because if you keep it inside, it just gets worse and worse and worse, and it gets bigger and bigger. But again, if you say it out loud, it's not as scary.
A lot of people go through it. As cheesy as it sounds, you're not alone. A lot of people have anxiety.
So when we look at what it is that this life that we live in, it is an anxious world, and the place that we live in can be really, really anxious. So over the next 4 weeks, that's what we're going to be talking about, is how do we live our life through that? What do we do? How do we do it? So as you saw in this video, it exists for everybody. And like we said before, it's not just one person. It's not like you're getting singled out and getting picked out on that. And so some of the answers we asked you guys to do at the very beginning are, what are some of the things that create stress or anxiety for you in your life? And we had such some great answers. Daniel Beecham said, people. And Daniel, I would say amen to that, because people can absolutely create stress and problems for you. Brooke Logan said, test and Satan's temptations. So that's definitely a good one for that. Can do it. Jet, I love you, brother. He said, too much homework. So having too much homework can create anxiety and stress for sure. Piper Smith, she said school and driving. So yeah, definitely. Depending on where you drive can really create a lot of anxiety for you. Depending on, and then who you're driving with or around can do that. And then Jersey said school, sports, and public speaking. So yeah, definitely. All those, there's so many things. Thank you guys for sending that into us, because it's really important that we know those things, and that these are things that we can do. And we could sit here for the next 10 minutes and list things that have anxiety in our life and the hard things that come in our life. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at a story from God's Word. We've all heard it before. It's all very, very simple. We've heard it when we were little kids. You probably maybe even acted this one out. But we're going to read through that and hopefully give you a little bit of a different angle and a different perspective on that tonight. But one of the things I want you to understand is really, really important to understand. Anxiety is something that we all experience, and I've said that, but what can happen is if you don't deal with anxiety correctly, it can really, really be bad in the long run, and it can be really bad to where you're going to go, and it can create a lot of disruption in your life, so much so to the point that you really can't function as a person. And so these are some things that as a student ministry, as families, as a church, we've got to talk about these things. Maybe a lot of churches don't talk about it, but we've got to talk about depression. We've got to talk about anxiety. What causes these things? What's creating this in my life? And how do we deal with it? So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at over the next 4 weeks. So we're going to be reading from Mark chapter 4 and Mark chapter 6 tonight. Those are the two verses. So here's the very first one we're going to be reading in Mark chapter 6. It says this: right then Jesus made his disciples get into a boat and go ahead to the other side of the lake toward Bethesda, when he dismissed the crowd. After saying goodbye to them, Jesus went up onto a mountain to pray. Evening came and the boat was in the middle of the lake, but he was alone on the land. He saw his disciples struggling. They were trying to row forward, but the wind was blowing against them. Very early in the morning, he came to them walking on the lake. He intended to pass by them. When they saw him walking on the lake, they thought he was a ghost, and they screamed. Seeing him was terrifying to all of them. Just then he spoke to them. Be encouraged, it's me. Don't be afraid. He got into the boat and the wind settled down, and his disciples were baffled and they were beside themselves. So you can imagine how baffled they must have been and how beside themselves they were, because they're out here in the middle of a sea and they're in the middle of a storm on the sea in a small little boat, and all of a sudden somebody started walking toward them on the water. Okay, so that's got to be crazy. So one of the things I want you to think about is right here. What's unusual about Jesus' words or actions? What is something that just popped out to you when you saw this? Because when I first saw this, I said, he didn't walk past them. As he's walking up to the boat, he could have simply walked right on by them and ignored them. But Jesus didn't do that. He didn't walk by them. He didn't ignore them because he actually stopped and got in the boat with them. And I think that is such a beautiful picture of what Jesus does for us in our storms, in our life. He comes to us and gets in the boat and helps us. And he helps to calm the seas, just as they did with that, with them. So what did Jesus do? Simple. He stepped into the unsteady boat with them. And I think that's a beautiful picture for us to do. When you start thinking through the Bible, you start thinking through all these Bible stories, do you think that anxiety is kind of a theme that runs through the Bible? Because you have to start thinking about it. You go back to look at Abraham when he was sacrificing Isaac. That's his only son. I mean, that's the promised son that God had given him. And all of a sudden, God's telling me I have to go kill him now and sacrifice him? You can't tell me that he did not have some kind of anxiety in his life walking on that journey and going to that journey with Isaac. So that's crazy. You can't tell me he did not have that with him. Think about Noah getting on the ark. Okay, so it's never rained before. He built this entire boat. You can imagine the ridicule, how they made fun of him. They were picking on him. I mean, and nobody could ever imagine that, but he was faithful and he did it. But I guarantee you there was some anxiety on there of what happened with that. Think of Moses. Noah did the ark when Moses was going to the Red Sea. All right, so you got to realize he's at the Red Sea and he's like, oh, wow, there's a whole sea in front of me. And oh, there's all these people behind me. And oh, no, there's an army behind them. What are we going to do? Can't tell me some anxiety didn't pop up for a little bit in him and go, oh, wow. Again, he had the faith in God and trusted God, and God worked a miracle for them. Think about Joshua. All right, Joshua, think about when they were marching around the walls of Jericho. Think about that. You think that they didn't have some anxiety when they were doing that, going, man, people are going to think we have lost our minds. This is absolutely crazy. But he probably had the anxiety there, okay? But we have to remember, we have to think about this, that Jesus is always with us. He got in the boat with those guys. And so even though there's anxiety through the Bible, we have this picture that Jesus is always with us. All right, so that's a really, really great. There's another story that's in Mark chapter 4 that we're going to read. Again, this is a separate event, but it has the same meaning. It says, right then, later in the day, when evening came, Jesus said to them, hey, let's cross over to the other side of the lake. They left the crowd and took him into the boat just as he was. Other boats followed along. Gale force winds arose and waves crashed against the boat so that the boat was swamped. But Jesus was in the rear of the boat, sleeping on a pillow. They woke him up and said, teacher, don't you care that we're drowning? He got up and gave orders to the wind and said to the lake, silence, be still. The wind settled and there was a great calm. Jesus asked them, why are you frightened? Don't you have faith yet? Overcome with awe, they said to each other, who then is this? Even the wind and the sea obey him. All right, so when you start talking about this again, they're in the boat. Jesus speaks from a place of calm and a place of stillness, and he's right there in the boat with them once again. So in the middle of their anxiety, Jesus comes in and steps in and helps them understand who he is. And you know, guys, here's the thing. He does the exact same thing for us today. There is no difference. He still does the same thing for us today. But however, we have to ask ourselves a question. And here's the question we have to ask ourselves. Do I allow Jesus to get into my boat to help calm the seas around me? So when your life's falling apart and things are going really, really bad, do you actually allow Jesus to get in your boat and help calm the sea? Because I'm afraid what happens to us a lot of times is that we actually steer the boat around Jesus. So Jesus is there, he's willing to help us, but we just kind of steer around because I don't really know if I need that. I don't really know if that's really going to help me or not. And so you've got to get to the point to where, number one, you trust him, that you know that he can help calm the storm. He did it here. He can do it for you. He can do it for me. He has done it for me. Hopefully he's done it for you too if you've been here and you understand what he's trying to say around here. All right? But here's the question. If you're not feeling the calm of the storm, then maybe he's not in the boat with you, okay? So there's some hard questions here that you've got to go back and ask yourself about what it is. So here's another question you need to ask yourself this. What's making your boat feel unsteady lately? What are some of the things that are stressing you out? What are some of the things that are really hard? Like you said, it could be sports, it could be school, it could be activities you're involved in, friendships at home, it could be a relationship that you're in, it could be your mom and dad, they're not getting along, or there's issues going on with them at home. What could it be that's making your boat so uneasy? You know, that feeling that when you get anxiety comes into your heart and your life, it's like that nagging fear that you have. It's almost crippling, almost like it just takes over your whole entire body. Because here's what you got to understand about your body. Your body reacts to things. Okay, your body reacts to things. And so when you have a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress in your life, your body's going to tell you that. Okay, your body's going to tell you that, and you're gonna have that. So anxiety can be is a real problem. A lot of people may just blow that off and push it off. It is a real problem, and sometimes it's really, really important to remember that it happens to everybody, and you're not alone. Don't ever believe that you are alone when it comes to that. So here are some really important questions that we really need to answer right now when it comes to this. Where is God at work in the midst of my anxiety? That's a great question to ask. Where is God at work in the midst of my anxiety? Is he working? You have to look for that. What might God or anxiety be trying to tell me about blank? Let's pull it up. What did God be telling me about my schedule and the pressure that I'm under? Okay? So a lot of times maybe you have a hectic schedule when you were in school or all that stuff. This one may even change for you right now. You could say my lack of schedule. Maybe you're like, I'm bored to death. I have nothing to do. I just do nothing because that's a whole nother pressure that you may be under. Times when I'm beyond my comfort zone. Okay, well, I think we could all probably say at this point we're all outside of our comfort zone because we've never seen anything like this before. It's crazy with this. Whether I'm eating and sleeping enough. Now, you probably think, Matt, seriously, you are going to go there and say that? Yes, because I'm telling you, your body reacts to stress and anxiety in amazing and crazy ways. And you've got to know, you've got to learn to listen to your body. You've got to learn to listen to what's happening. And if you're not eating and sleeping enough, then something may not be off, okay? It can really affect your body. So you need to sleep and you need to eat, okay? So if you don't eat, bad things happen. If you don't sleep, bad things happen, okay? Now, I know for a lot of you, probably sleeping may not be an issue. You may be oversleeping on some of that because you stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning doing TikToks and on YouTube, and then you wake up at 1 in the morning to go get something, at 1 in the afternoon to get something to eat, and then you take a nap, and then you do dinner, then you repeat all over again, okay? So it's probably not the super healthy thing to do either on that, but yeah, it is important for you to know that. Whether I'm putting myself in dangerous situations, okay? These are questions that you have got to look through and that you have got to ask. Now, here's the other thing I want you to understand. Anxiety doesn't have to take us down a dangerous path. Because here's the thing, if you ignore your anxiety and you just push it away and act like nothing happened and nothing wrong, I'm gonna push it down, you're gonna be led down a dangerous path because that's gonna lead you down to a path of depression. Okay, and then you're gonna start going down more and more and more. And it's a very, very dark place, okay? So you can deal with the anxiety. There's ways that you can cope. There's ways that you can help with that. And we're gonna talk about that in just a minute. But you don't have to go down that road of darkness, and you don't have to go down that road to depression that you can do that. And so you've got to understand how your body works, and you've got to understand what your body needs. Just last week, it was about 2 weeks ago actually, I remember on a Thursday, I was feeling the stress. Graduation was coming up. That was a big deal. I was preaching at church. Lots of things were happening and going on. And I just felt like, man, I felt all the anxiety on my shoulders and all the pressure and the stress. And I finally texted Ashley that afternoon. I said, we need to get away. Or just get away. Not go anywhere, but I just need a break. I need a break. And so she was like, okay, cool, let's do it. So I took last Thursday off and had 3 days of just nothing but rest and relaxation. I mean, the phone was gone. I didn't have the issues with anything. And I'm telling you, it was amazing. I came back, almost felt like a new person just because of those 3 days of being away. So you've got to learn how much is too much and how much to listen to your body and that it's talking to you and that God can use that in your life. And then here's another thing. This is how you do it. How do you help this? Learn to listen to God, learn to listen to your body, and this is 3 things that you can do. Number 1, look up. You say, look up, what are you talking about? Okay? We pause in the midst of all the suffering and all the anxiety and all the anxious thoughts that we have. We look up and we seek God's wisdom. Say, okay, God, this is a perfect story tonight, right here. Jesus, they were having issues and troubles and all kinds of things. What did they do? All right, they called to Jesus. He was right there. They called to him and said, help us. Okay, we need to do the same thing. Call to seek God's wisdom through the Bible. And again, here's another one. Talk to other people that you look up to. Could be a D group leader, could be a pastor, could be a mom or a dad, somebody that you know walks with God, has a great relationship with God, and can help you. All right, so look up to God and look up to other people that are worthy of being looked up to. All right, the other thing is this, look inside. Think and reflect on where God is at work in my life. All right, so you have to look up, you have to look inside. Where's God working in my life? How can he work in my life? And then the last one, so look around. to take a good look at our own world and everything that's happening in our world right now, which is crazy. Y'all know that. But to look at where we can make peace and where we can share peace. And I think that's really important for us to do. So here is the question that I want to ask for you tonight is this. Where is your anxiety level right now? You may say, man, I'm good. I'm low. I don't have a lot of anxiety. I feel pretty good. That's great. Maybe you're like, yeah, I got some anxiety. Man, there's some stress going on here. And yeah. Or you could be like, dude, I'm off the chart. There is no chart for me anymore. My anxiety is so high because of what's going on at home and school and goodness gracious, what's going on with COVID? When are we going to open church back up again normally? When are we going back to school? What is all this? There's so many unknowns right now. Okay, that can be really hard, and it could just create a lot of anxiety for you. So those are some things that we have to think about when it comes to anxiety. And it's a real deal. It's a real issue, and we got to think through that, and we got to just learn to look up, look in, and look around. Let's pray. God, thank you so much for this day. God, I thank you so much for how you love us, how you care for us. God, I thank you so much for how you get in the boat with us, God, in all of our situations, that every single person that can hear me or will hear my voice throughout the next coming weeks that watch this, God, that there's a message for them right now that you do not leave them alone, God, that you are with them and that whatever they're dealing with, Lord, whether it's low anxiety or off the chart anxiety, God, that you're going to get right in the boat with them. And God, we thank you so much for that. We thank you that you're with us and that you don't forsake us and that you don't leave us. And God, that we have somebody we can call on and go to. So God, help us to look up to you and get your wisdom through your word. And God, help us to have those people in our life that we can look up to, whether they're D group leaders or pastors or parents or friends, whoever they can be, God, that we can go to and get help from them and to help us walk through these hard times and these difficult times. God, help us to look inside and to see where you are working in our life. Because I'm pretty sure most people that are watching this right now, God, you're doing something in their life. You're stirring somehow in their life. And God, I also just pray, Lord, help us to look around. Help us to be the hands and feet of you into the world. Help us to just look to people and how we can bring peace and how we can help them, Lord, and how we can have peace in our hearts and then we can give that to other people. So God, help us to just understand that. Help us to apply it to our lives. And Lord, we love you so much. And we pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you, present Matt, and thank you, previously recorded Matt. That was an awesome lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to close out a few different things. Just remember that the 2-minute devotions have started, and if you haven't seen any of those, check out the socials, search us. It leads everything back to YouTube, so if you want to watch the 2-minute devotions, check us out.
All right, so we're going to do 2 really quick things before we leave here. I want to go over and show you this. It's a new day at Hopewell, okay? It's kind of a saying we have around here because things can change around here. And so we have, if you were here Sunday morning and heard this from your parents or online, you were able to see that we are going to, here is the goal. We are hoping to relaunch discipleship back on December the 6th. Okay, December the 6th. So this is the goal. Now, again, that can change depending on what happens, but right now the goal is to go back on December the 6th. So we are actually, and again, we are shifting discipleship from Wednesday night to Sunday morning. So that decision was made several months ago. So that's nothing new, but I want to kind of walk you through, since we're getting closer and closer to this time period, of what this is going to look like for you as transit students. With that. So this is what it's going to look like. We have 2 Sunday morning services. They will be at 9 o'clock and 10:45. All right, that's kind of the way it was before COVID. In the new building, we had a 9 o'clock and a 10:45. So that means we're also going to have 2 Sunday school or 2 discipleship hours. We're going to have a 9 o'clock hour and a 10:45 hour. But there's going to be a 15-minute difference between the time that church starts and the time that D group start, okay? So it kind of helps with flow and everything. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to start off in Victory Chapel. So when you come to church on Sunday morning, you're going to go to Victory Chapel. Now, some of y'all may have been in there and know what that is. Some of you are like, I have no idea where that is. It's very simple. This is part of the old sanctuary. Before we built the new building, this is the smaller part in here. So it seats, 150, 200 people-ish. But this is where we're going to get to go as student ministry and hang out for the first few minutes. And then we're going to do a large group time in there. So we'll do some teaching and some getting you ready for your small group. And then you're going to dismiss right after that, first 15 minutes to your D group. And so then you'll go to your D group and you'll go down the 700 hallway, which again, I know y'all don't know where that is. It's okay. It's directly across from the Adventure Kids hallway. So if you're standing at the Adventure Kids hallway, our hallway is going to be the next hallway right across from there. So all of our new classrooms are going to be down that hallway with that. And so here is what the small groups are going to look like. 6th grade, we're doing a brand new thing called The Bridge with them. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Super excited about that. But the other small groups on this hallway, we got 7th and 8th grade boys. So that's going to be a combination class. 7th and 8th grade girls, combination. Then we have 9th, 10th boys put together, 19 girls, 11, 12, all the way down. So you're going to be some of the combined classes. So you'll have a 7th and 8th grade girls at 9:15 and a 7th, 8th grade girls at 11 o'clock. And then all the way across. So you'll have, all of this will be duplicated because you'll have a 9:15 and 11 o'clock. So it may be a little confusing. You'll figure it out. I promise you, it's not as confusing as you think it is. So that's kind of what a day is going to look like. And so then the next question is going to be this. What do we do with this building? What do we do here? Why are we not doing this?
Look how cool it looks.
I know, right? This is a cool building. Y'all not even seen this yet because this got done right after COVID hit. So you've not seen the cool building in here and what it looks like and all the cool features that we got in here. But don't worry, we're still going to use the building here. We're still going to do some events, some special events in here on Wednesday nights. We're looking right now doing something about once a month. Doing something really special, really fun, really awesome. So we're still going to be using this building. It's just not going to be every single week like we were. But discipleship will be every single week. So we're kind of adding discipleship and more special events throughout the year. So
gotcha. So we will not utilize this building every Wednesday night, but maybe once a month.
Right.
If the event is here.
Definitely.
Okay.
So we're going to do it all, and it's going to be different every single month. So we're not going to do the same thing every single month. So one night we may have a night of worship and just come in here and just have the band lead us in worship for a whole entire night. And
very cool.
We may do some service projects in here. We may do some special guests come in and do things. I mean, it's just going to be off the chart what we're able. It opens us up to do a lot of really cool things in this building on Wednesday night. So no fear, no worries. I know it's a schedule change and it's a lot of change that's happening, but just remember it's a new day at Hopewell, and we're excited. So December 6th is coming, so we're excited. Can't wait to do that. So, but we got something else really big coming up.
What is it?
We got something really big coming up. It's called Fall Retreat.
The Fall Retreat. Woohoo!
You got to be here. This is amazing. So I want to tell you, so yes, this is our speaker for the week, right? Eddie Briery. He was our camp speaker a couple years ago. If you went to Caswell, he was our speaker. Phenomenal speaker. Loved him. He's phenomenal. So he's going to be, he can't be here in person, but he is going to lead on the video screens, okay? So he's not going to be here in person, but she's going to be here in person. Now,
Nicole is going to be here in person?
I can't tell you guys how many people have asked me over the last week, like, well, you mean like she'll be here like on TV screen? Like, no. Like Britt is going to be on the stage leading worship. Like she's coming all the way from California to Hopewell, and she's going to be leading worship. And so you'll get a chance to hang out with her and meet her and
that'll be awesome.
all that good stuff. So she's going to be leading worship at all 3 sessions. So it's going to be phenomenal.
And we know you guys have already marked your calendars for this date.
Yeah.
Because we've told you several weeks in a row to set that date aside. So we know you've already saved it. So come on.
Absolutely. And then this guy's coming back, Brian Drake. I remember he was here last year.
Yes.
So he's going to be here at Hopewell in all 3 sessions to do crazy illusion tricks and all
trickery.
that stuff. His trickery. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure him out this time.
You probably not me.
No, I won't either. Sorry.
My brain.
It's really, really crazy. But so anyway, guys, this is going to be great. It's November 13th and 14th. Sign up online, whatasavior.com. It's all on our socials. It'll point you straight to that website. So we want you to go. It's $35. $35 for all this. This is a steal, all right? So make sure that you get it because this is going to be great, all right?
If you're middle school or high school aged, don't be afraid. You can invite your friends.
Absolutely.
You just got to get them to sign up.
Yep, point them to the website and have them sign up for it, okay? It's going to be great. So it's
going to be awesome.
All right, man, great night. Looking forward to being back here again next week.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Take care.
See you guys.